Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Well, today we're talking about something that makes me very happy because it is real Tolkien, but there's some other emotions in there because these chapters are doozies. And technically, the chapters we're going to be talking about are the final ones of the Silmarillion, because the next one, I'm afraid I'm going to butcher it. I always mispronounce it. Alcarabeth is
Akalabeth.
I did it. Damn. Okay.
It means downfall.
It means precisely. There you are. So that's going to be next. But always good to have my panel here. We are joined once again by Rennie.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good one so far.
Oh, yeah, so far. I mean, I just woke up about an hour ago and did some work on some research I'm doing. And now I'm here with you awesome people, and all the way from the future, up in a northern latitude. It is the one, the only, the Viking himself, the Steeg of the North, Steeg Kenobi.
Hello.
Oh, hello. How's the future?
Rainy and windy.
Oh,
but the dragons are dead.
Well, that's good to know. Did you kill them?
No.
Steeg the Dragon Slayer. Oh my gosh, you should make that your new name.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Shadow Dragon Slayer.
Can't even.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a dragon slayer. They're awesome.
That's right.
Yeah, and speaking of someone who I don't think is a dragon slayer, but he is a seal slayer, it is none other than Snortopupus Kuber, also floating near Steeg Kenobi in the north and from the future. Hello, Snortopupus. Thank you for being here as always.
I saw him the other day on. He was drifting by on this little ice flake, and he was sitting in a comfy chair reading, I think, was the Unfinished Tales. And munching on a chunk of seal.
Hey, that sounds really cozy. Awesome. Well done, Snortopupus. And we have Keck44. Hello, thank you for being here. We have Zianhu, I think hope I say that right. And Jacob Ironside, also from the future. Let's see. Oh, and it's Ancient One. Hello, Ancient One. Yes, beloved rose in a flower pot that somehow levitates. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you for being here. I love my mods here at Miss Martin Muses, and I love my my guests, and I love everybody. Except for oh no, I won't say people I don't love. I was about to say except for Raylos, but I'm going to leave them alone because you know what? As long as they don't threaten any terrorist acts, they're not so bad.
Is that bacon?
It is bacon. Mayor McCheese. Yes, thank you for the bacon.
Bringing home the bacon.
Oh yeah, great to see you here. Oh, Snortopupus says the dragons were made into tasty treats. Hey, there you are. You heard it here first. JT Gunter, good morning. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Oh, everyone's saying hello. Oh, Snortopupus says Unfinished Tales, Tales, or Unfinished Tales, Tail.
From what I could see, it was both because he hadn't eaten the seal tail yet.
There you are. Oh, close enough. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, and I don't have much of an ego, so if I mispronounce anything, especially your screen names, please feel free to correct me. And as I think my panelists can attest, I mispronounce everything. Actually, like I said, I couldn't even remember Alcarabeth.
Akalabeth.
Okay, you see there.
You pronounce it in Chinese.
Oh no.
Okay, Snortopupus Kuber says dragon burgers with extra cheese. Cheese. We approve of cheese here at Miss Martin Muses. Let's see, I think I got everyone. Oh yeah, bacon. Everyone loves bacon. Of all sorts. I can't find. Oh, there's my book. It was hiding. I hope you all have your Silmarillion ready. I have some serious bullet points for these.
There's a lot of stuff happening. I had to backtrack a bit. And who was that again? Why is that one there?
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna read the pages and hope I remember something.
Well, exactly. And part of it's my fault because I did look and I'm like, oh, these are short.
But they're meaty.
Exactly. Short but meaty, but good. And I'm glad we pushed forward though, because I think that we're at the finish line and we're ready.
Well, we are, because it says this is the end of the Silmarillion.
Well, yeah, you're
LOLs.
Literally says that.
I know.
Well, I love the way that all these chapters, like, of the ruin, of the doom, of the
Cheerful fellow, that Tolkien.
Yeah,
I know.
What a guy.
The highlight was, I'm not going to say it yet, but we'll get there.
Oh, okay. Well,
it had highlights I noted that was oddly specific.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, Teresa.
No, go ahead.
No, I did like the kind of crude introduction of some people. So that was kind of fun for me, because I was like, ha! About time.
I know these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know to what you were referring. So yes, I agree as well. And it's just such a name drop. It's like, oh, sometimes known as this. And like we're like, we know.
It's like Disney Lucasfilm. Look, it's Lando over there behind the counter.
I like to think of myself more like Buddy the Elf. It's like, oh my gosh, I know him. You know.
Yes, exactly. And I'll tell you though what, talk about a bunch of douche canoes. My God.
Douche canoes. Is that a penis? A homosexual penis?
So much for family friendly. Well, actually,
I don't know. I haven't heard the term before. I was asking.
You've never heard the term a douche canoe?
No.
It's like hella old.
People tend to say nice things to me.
You've never been called a douche canoe.
No, just regular douche.
Oh. Okay, well, a douche canoe is like, it's like a douche times 10. You know, it's like, it's so douchey, it's like a canoe of douche.
Yeah. Oh. That's a good way to explain that. Thank you.
I was about to say who's eating, but I think I know.
It's not me.
It's me.
Oh, it's you! Oh, Stieg, I falsely accused you.
Yeah, I had an apple earlier before the stream. I told you thus.
I know you told me, but I thought you were eating it still. I don't know.
No,
it's usually
doesn't take me 20 minutes to eat an apple. No.
Well, okay, fine. Oh my gosh, I didn't know I was insulting your applehood. Okay, or a canoe.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. Oh, a Viking squirrel. Stieg is a Viking squirrel. Oh yes. He's a warrior squirrel. Oh, hello, Timon Flip. Great to see you. Great to see you. Always very supportive out there on Twitter. Jacob Ironside, you sit on a throne of lies. You smell like beef and cheese. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Okay. I just can't believe. Okay, so now that since we could hear you, you got to share. What are you eating, Rennie?
Cheese and crackers. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? I get this cheese crackers and like camembert and cheddar thing that they have at Starbucks sometimes.
Oh,
yeah. I still have a whole bunch of Starbucks gift cards from all my little people that would give them to me as gifts at the end of the year, and I just would put them into my Starbucks, and it took me like a year and a half to get through them all.
Camembert is dirt cheap here too.
Shut up, we hate you.
Yeah, we already hate you. No need to make it worse.
Steve gets cheap cheese, and
it doesn't really cost much.
Yeah, we have to pay out the butt for fancy cheese here.
Yeah. Storm Poopa says cheese and quackers. Cheese on a duck.
I guess you could melt the cheese and put it over the duck.
Oh my gosh. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck,
It's a witch.
oh. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. Well, thank you. Always good to see you all and everyone that's coming in and people that will be listening to this on the replay. Welcome to Miss Martin Loses. Gosh, I can't say my own name. Loses Miss Martin Muses. If you wouldn't mind, give me a like, share, and a subscribe. I'm at 648, so I don't know what.
You have more. You have more than me now.
I do. Oh my gosh, I beat Stieg.
I told you what happened.
Oh no, you're too good for Stieg now.
Yeah, Stieg. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just yeah. Oh, I can ban you. I have a ban button here, or I could kick you. Actually, what would happen if I kicked him?
You wouldn't be able to add me again, I think, until you start a new StreamYard.
That's right.
Oh gosh, well then I won't kick you. My gosh, that'd be very harsh. Yeah. Well, wait. Miss Martin Mooses, my furry ears are having problems today, says Smart Poop. Yeah. Sees Stiganka, the Avatar Viking squirrel, somehow holds a fairy cookie with his adorable squirrel paws. He suddenly starts to go utter crazy. Oh, that's a cute name. So that must be Stieg's squirrel Viking name.
Apparently, I have an Ankh symbol on my fur, according to him.
Oh, okay. Understood. Oh, I got you.
Sounds adorable, Stieg.
Yeah, I think it's cute. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to do anything. I think you can kick people, but yeah. I
think you can kick, but you can't ban, or it's best not to ban.
Yeah, I better not ban you.
Why not?
Oh, I can remove you from the stream. Okay, wait. Here we go. Do you want me to try it?
Sure. It will be highly amusing.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, you're still here. He's still here. Okay, yeah. I had to because I've passed Stegan subs, and so I've started rotating guests, and my stream, as you can see, is very full right now. So yeah, so maybe we'll get to see Stieg next week if I have room for him on my stream. Okay. All right. Oh, look, he's back. Okay. All right. I decided to bring you back sooner. Yeah. Yeah.
Peasant? No, just kidding.
Out of spite, I took all of Rennie's crackers and licked them.
Oh, gross. Okay.
Me no likey.
All right. So that's enough fun from us nutcases here in more ways than one. Speaking of nutcases, looking at chapter 22 of the Ruin of Doriath, because everything here is just so cheery. So cheery. Before we get started, Rennie, did you have anything you wanted to say about what's coming?
It's just kind of like what we've been talking about when, all you want is the so-called precious, which for this area of Beleriand is a Silmaril, and your greed guides you, then it comes back to haunt you, unfortunately. And so, yeah, I don't want to give too much away before we go into that chapter, but yeah, basically someone gets their comeuppance for being greedy, but unfortunately, it's really sad the way it went down, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what goes to show. If you like too many shiny things, this is what happens to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid nutcases. Stieg, any thoughts?
No, I just I agree with Rennie.
Oh, that's well done.
Yay! Mark it on the calendar.
Yay! Rennie wins. Well, you have to now. She's.
Well, I agreed with her last time too.
Oh, that's right.
That's true. But now she has the high ground, literally, because she's above you.
Okay. It's like you're sitting on my shoulders, both of you.
Oh no!
And both of you are tiny, so people will think I'm a ventriloquist.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, hey, well said, Steve. Two thumbs up. You know, um,
No, you're on my shoulders. No thumbs.
Oh.
well, shoulders is much better than I thought you were going to go dirty, actually, but that's okay. So, so speaking of dirty, I'm sure that that's what Hurin was after he was like 30 years being tortured by Morgoth.
Well, you know
Uh,
what? I think he was probably very clean because he's in a chair atop a mountain. He'll be washed by the rain all the time.
Yeah,
oh,
but it said something like I thought he was dirty too by from what it said, but that does make sense. But
yeah,
I
but
don't
he'd
know.
also be cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
he would be cold.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Why didn't anyone take him down?
because Morgoth wanted him there. He
Yeah,
kept him there. It was his
Yeah,
prison.
but after.
Well, yeah, he lets him go.
Oh, I missed that.
Well, yeah, that's so. See, as I was about to say, Morgoth pretended to pity Hurin, and so released him.
I was tired when I read that.
It's okay. It can be forgiven. Yeah. So and then uh he had shown him like all the effed up stuff that was happening to all his family, all his kids, and I mean, I hope that there weren't too many details of the incest love, and
Ugh.
then yeah, and then he's like going wandering around, but nobody likes him anymore. They think that he's been made into a spy of Morgoth, and also he's like all bitter, and they kind of even say that he's got like a spell on him, because he thinks that everyone like sucked, and I think he's right on that, but some of it was a bit of deception. So Morgoth, meanwhile, is watching him as he's wandering around, or rather, his little servants. And let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, Gondolin. Yeah, Turgon would not allow him into Gondolin at first. After a while, his heart changed, but it was too late. Hurin called toward Gondolin in desperation, and the servants of Morgoth heard him. So, here's the thing. If you're like around all these like demon creatures, or you just got let go by Morgoth, don't go, hey, over there, Gondolin, help. So,
Here's where you can find my friends.
exactly. Yeah. And of course, all these things about hearts changing and everything.
It's almost like singing when you're being chased by an asshole. Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a song. Oh my.
Why don't they do that in horror films? That would be hilarious.
They do,
As a-
because they kind of scream all the time and give away their position.
Yeah, but it'd be funnier if they sang.
Yeah, they broke out into song.
Yeah, you're never gonna catch me or some shit, and then they catch them.
Yeah. And Tolkien says this was the first evil that the freedom of Hurin achieved. I mean, how much does it suck to be Hurin that he screws up everyone while he's captive, and then he gets freed and he's screwing up everything. It's almost like he's cursed.
Yeah, and he was kept captive for what, 28 years?
Yeah.
Poor thing has got to be going out of his mind.
I wonder what they fed him.
Nuts?
If it was that chair must have been full of shit.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Oh, but hopefully the rain would have washed it away.
Hopefully.
Oh, speaking of something to feed people, Antiderivative Jill, hello. She says it seems like every time I have a chance to cap this show, I am also buying breakfast tacos. Maybe they have breakfast tacos in Middle Earth.
No.
There's nothing that says they don't.
Yeah, that's you're. Thank you, OneRing.net. It never says they didn't. Obviously, Stieg, you're a woman hater. Or
why you gotta
hater.
hate on breakfast burritos?
Yeah.
What did they do to you?
I didn't hate on that. I said they didn't have it in Middle Earth.
Well, that means you're a hater because they never.
Yeah, I'm a racist.
Yeah, because Tolkien never said he didn't have breakfast tacos.
Yeah, I didn't mention that they didn't have Starbucks either.
Oh,
They could have had like
Starbucks.
Hobbit hole bucks or something. You don't know.
Oh, yeah, there you go, you bigot.
Oh, you know what? It would be called Star Brandy Box.
Oh, there you go.
You heard it here first. Okay, now everyone wants breakfast tacos, and so help me. I maybe after the stream I gotta get some. I haven't had breakfast tacos in a very long time because usually I'm not up in time for breakfast. Okay, so meanwhile he had breakfast tacos because Tolkien never said he didn't have breakfast tacos, and he got washed away by the rain. So meanwhile. I'll say, oh yeah, Hurin's searching for his his wife Morin, and he found her at the tomb of Turin and Nienor.
Aw.
It's like, hi, honey. This you remember? This sucks. We all suck. And and she dies in the she dies in the morning, and he buried her. So. Once more, another big tragedy. It's like, hi, just in time to see you, and now I'm gonna die from grief. And then she dies. She loses the will to live. She gets a bad name, from what I understand. And so after that, he goes, "I'm gonna find that SOB Mim," and I actually found great satisfaction in this part because Mim was the bastard who betrayed his son and all of them, and he kills them like a boss. What is it? The way Tolkien says it, he says, Mim in great fear besought Hurin to take what he would, but to spare his life. But Hurin gave no heed to his prayer and slew him there. And it's like, boom.
I love that. Yeah, I really got a lot of enjoyment out of it as well.
Yeah, it's like, you bastard. And then he only took only one thing. At first, we don't know what it is, but he took one jewel. Oh my gosh, quit talking about tacos and cheese and crackers. Oh my gosh. Let me see here.
I've only had an apple today. A pear.
I know.
And,
I mean,
yeah, that's shit compared to tacos.
Yeah. So the satisfaction. So I was very happy about that. So he kills the bastard, and the jewel that he took is Naglamir, which I hope is not a butcher. And then he goes to Thingol, is like, here, man, here's the jewel, in payment for looking after my family. You suck, man. And because of course Thingol thought obviously that he sucked, but Melian spoke to him and said, hey dude, first of all, Morgoth is a liar. Second of all, your wife and all those idiots, well, she didn't say idiot, they left. They chose, even though we didn't want them to leave, the protection. And so he's like, fine, okay. And then he just kind of leaves the jewel and throws himself into the sea.
That happens a lot in this book. People throwing themselves off cliffs and into the sea, and there's a lot of jumping.
Yes,
that's true.
Well, I guess it's kind of a sure thing, because if the drop doesn't kill you, the cold water will. But yeah, I mean, sucks to be Hurin. I mean, the poor dude.
I do like, though, how Melian kind of lifted the curse or the hold that Morgoth had on him, and he got to see the truth before he left, because he just seemed really bitter and having these thoughts that he didn't realize were a little bit toxic and not all that realistic until she opened his eyes.
Yeah. So at least there's that part. But yeah, open your eyes just long enough for him to go, fuck, and kill himself. And it said, so ended the mightiest of the warriors of mortal men. Oh, and
with a splash.
Not with a whimper.
No.
Sword of Poopa says that if the cold water doesn't get you, the polar bears will. Oh gosh. Oh, and here we go. You knew it was going to start here. Ancient One. They start offering Steve Kenobi tacos and burritos in order to get him to go more crazy. Oh, there you are. Yeah. Let me see. I think I. Oh gosh, all this talk of tacos. Oh, Sieg must be one of those is, said JT Gunter. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
I qualify because I'm white, so
Yeah. You're white, you're male, and
yeah.
you apparently don't think that breakfast tacos belong in Middle Earth because that is a crime. You heard it here first. It's canon.
If it doesn't say they didn't, you never know. They could have.
Exactly.
Just
They had space stations too.
Yes.
there you go. In Valinor.
Darn right they did.
Yeah.
Okay, and because no one ever learns a darn thing, Thingol is sitting there looking at this great treasure, and then he's like, oh, and then I've got another precious too. What if I took the Silmaril and this great treasure and put it in there, and then it'll be pretty, and everyone will go like, oh my gosh. So he got the Naglamir, you got the dwarves to remake the Naglamir to have a Silmaril in it. But because apparently people can't deal with a pretty jewel in Tolkien's works, the dwarves are like, no. And so Thingol, they're like, no, we're not going to give it to you, man. And so Thingol is like, oh, you suck. And then they kill him. So Thingol dies over a stupid friggin' Silmaril.
So dumb. So dumb.
Yeah. And then check this out. Yeah, and as Tolkien even says, the lust of the dwarves was kindled into rage, and they slew him as he stood. And because apparently Tolkien needs to say this 200,000 times, and so ended, we're going to hear this a lot. In the deep place of Singbubla, king of Doriath, who alone of all the children of Iluvatar was joined with one of the Ainur, and he who alone of the Forsaken Olds had seen the light of the trees of Valinor, with his last sight gazed upon the Silmaril. Oh, well, I hope it made you happy. A Silmaril, Snorpip says, nothing bad ever comes of those. Yeah, exactly. Hound 3000, the Silmaril and the necklace became Thingol's precious. His precious, exactly. Stigist, I get. Oh, we now have a new word has been coined. You're a Stigist if you think that. Actually, if you think.
I'll just take it.
Okay. And then poor Million, the queen, life sucks for her. So, what do they say? Tidings of this went swiftly to the forest, and these dwarves were pursued to the death. And the Naglamir was retaken and brought back in bitter grief to Melian the queen. Yet two there were of the slayers of Thingol who escaped from the pursuit. And then they went and told a big ass lie, and they said that the reason why the dwarves were slain was because of jealousy. What was it? Jealousy? It's like,
yeah.
They said that the dwarves were slain by command of the Elven King, who would cheat them of their reward. And then an understatement. Then great was the wrath and lamentation of the dwarves of Nogrod for the death of their kin. And so what are we going to do? We're going to have a big-ass war.
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to destroy the other person. Burn them to the ground.
Yeah. And what also happened was because Melian, she loses the will to live. She gets Padmade. And it said that with her husband's death, a change came upon Melian. Thus it came to pass that her power was withdrawn in this time from the forests, and Doriath lay open to its enemies. And then, and then she like goes out of this earth and goes to the land of Valar to muse upon her sorrows in the garden of Lorien. So therefore, okay, here we go. And there's plunder, there's death, there's all this kind of stuff. And I guess they said it was like a big ass. Yeah, they met the elves in battle. The dwarves were victorious, and they claimed the Naglamir. Steek, this sucks.
Well, that's life in Middle Earth for you.
Yeah, big old battle.
People should think about that when they go. Oh, I wish I'd lived in Middle Earth. No, you wouldn't.
No,
You'll get slain.
You'll get slain over a damn jewel. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I found this sad, and yeah, it sucks to be Melian or Melian, but I mean, girl, why'd you go and leave the protection? I mean, I'm glad you're going out and crying in the gardens and stuff, but how about the peeps you left behind? I mean, Rennie, come on.
No, I think she was so aggrieved over Dingle passing that she just lost the will to be there anymore. And so she just went home to Valinor and, yeah, peaced out.
Peaced out. Yeah, screw y'all. Well, maybe I was judging her too hard because the more I think about it, I've been trying to do that with our Earth. I've been trying to find this cave to go and live in. If I could find a cave with Wi-Fi.
Yes. I mean, let me know because, shoot, that'd be cheaper.
Hell yes. And have people leave me alone. Like, now I know why all those desert hermits did what they did. They're like, screw this, and went and lived in a tree.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay, so meanwhile, dun dun dun. Hey, Baird and Luthien, they're dead, but they're not dead yet because that's the other thing. These timelines are overlapping. Meanwhile, they have a son named Dior, the perfume, and he wed some chick. I know, I can't help it. Every time I see it, I think of the perfume. And they had 3 children, and their names all sound the same: Elred, Elrin, and Elwing, all with a bunch of E's. I know, it's like, you bastard. And so they're like, hey man, this all sucks. And then Dior and his daddy Baron go, okay man, we're gonna fight. And then Baron does one last badass thing. In battle, Baron killed Nogrod, the dwarf dudes, and got the jewel back. So if you want someone to get a friggin' jewel, get Baron.
Yeah.
So he goes and gets the jewel, and then gives it to his mommy. And before we get to his mommy, Biggles, where are the black hobbits? Exactly. I mean, it doesn't say anywhere that there weren't black hobbits in the middle of all of this. Actually, black hobbits, Biggles, was right in the middle of the battle with the dwarves. And they helped. Black hobbits also helped Baron get the jewel back. Lethal's in the house.
No. Hey, Lethal.
Oh, wait, were you saying oh no to Lethal or no to the black dwarves getting the jewel?
I'm saying no to the black dwarves.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh gosh. Sorry,
I'm not
Lethal.
that mean, Teresa. I mean, crap.
All the way from down under. He's really from the future. He's listening into the amazing and beautiful Teresa and Rennie. Oh, Stig is here too. Oops. Yeah. Sort of Poopa says we have some lovely caves in the Arctic. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, by the way, thank you, Lethal, for popping in. And thank you, Biggles, for reminding us of the black hobbits that are really the movers and shakers going on. He said, I think the perfume was inspired by Tolkien. That would be nice. So I think technically it was named after that French dude. The guy.
I was going to say that would have been really cool, but I don't think that's true.
Yeah, you know what? I want some Tolkien perfume. I bet you it's out there somewhere. Oh, he's waving at us. Everyone's waving. We love you all too. Yes, thank you for being here.
With the Tolkien perfume, every sniff is a poisonous fume.
It'll either kill you or make you pass out or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the fumes,
I can see that.
The fumes. Prince Lethal is listening and lurking, or lurking and listening, rather. Oh well, thank you. You can lurk anytime. Like I said, you are welcome in my domain.
Oh, Teresa.
Oh, well, gosh, everyone has their minds in the gutter. Okay, I need to say it in my sexy voice. Lethal, you're always welcome in my domain. There we are. No, oh, gosh, Rennie, you're a bad influence.
Lethal will be back in 5 minutes.
He says, "Oh, baby." Yeah, now we've got the rated X material. Rated X material right here. Okay. All right. So meanwhile, Christian Dior with his perfume got the jewel and gives it to his mama. And already Luthien was like the hottest mama in the planet. And then with the Silmaril, they said that she was so beautiful, like no one could handle it. It was like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And they even say something to the effect of that she died because she was so beautiful. I mean, something really weird like that.
Yeah, that was really odd.
Yeah, what is it that they say? Yeah, and I'm just like, can you die from being so friggin' beautiful? Yeah, but they said that the Silmaril hastened their end, both Baron and Luthien, for the flame of the beauty of Luthien as she wore it was too bright for mortal lands. And then, so after she died from being too beautiful and to the beauty of the world, then Dior arose, and about his neck he clasped a Naglamir, and he appeared as the fairest of all the children of the world. So we now got that hot dude. Yeah. Oh gosh, Lethal. Apparently not, because you are still here, Teresa.
Oh,
what a charmer.
I know, that's cute.
Oh, Subhuman's here. 38 seconds for Lethal, LOL. Oh my god.
Oh, thanks for that, Subhuman.
That's fast. Hey, I like a man who's efficient. Okay.
He's a man in lotion.
Oh my.
Sort of Poopas Gruber says Tolkien perfume inspired by the scent of old books in the Bodleian library. Tin like hype. Oh yeah, thank you. Xian who says I would buy that. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, so and then meanwhile, a rumor ran among the scattered elves that Dior Thingol's heir were the Naglamir, and they said, a Silmaril of Feanor burns again in the woods of Doriath. And then, so help me, the oath of the sons of Feanor was waked again from sleep. It's like, what the actual? And these stupid sons of Feanor ruin everything. And then it says, for while Luthien wore the necklace of the dwarves, no elf would dare assail her. But now hearing of the renewal of Doriath and of Dior's pride, and the seven gathered again from wandering, and they sent him to claim their own. But Dior returned no answer to the sons of Feanor because they suck. Tolkien didn't say that. And Celegorm, that bastard, stirred up his brothers to prepare an assault upon Doriath. They came at unawares in the middle of winter and fought with Dior in the 1,000 caves. And so befell the second slaying of elf by elf. Because these stupid bastards are always kinslaying each other. And there fell Celegorm by Dior's hand, and there fell Curufin and dark Caranthir. But Dior was slain also. And Nimloth, his wife, and the cruel servants of Celegorm seized his young sons and left them to starve in the forests.
Jeez.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's like the worst punishment ever, when you're left to starve in the forest.
Yeah, and they're children. I'm assuming they're children. They said young sons. And of this, Maedhros indeed repented and sought for them long in the woods of Doriath, but his search was unavailing, and the fate of Ellerid and Ellerin no tale tells. Thus Doriath was destroyed and never rose again. But the sons of Feanor gained not what they sought, for a remnant of the people fled before him, and with them was Elring's Dior's daughter, and they escaped. And bearing with them the Silmaril, they came to the mouths of the river by the sea. So it's like, damn it, people.
Yeah, when are you going to let it go already? And, I think the one that was leading the charge was Mathros, who was sitting there like preaching in the past, let's be peaceful, let's get along. And now he's like, yeah, screw it. I got my oath to fulfill. I'm like, what? Where did this come from?
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, and every time the elves slay each other, like bad shit happens.
Yeah, basically curses them.
What? Yeah, you see, okay. If you've got a crazy dad, if he dies, and he says, but you've got to swear to do this for me. Don't do it. It's like, screw you, Dad Feanor. I'm just going to go live on an island and have margaritas. I'm not going to do your damn oath. But Maedhros didn't, am I saying him right? Maedhros. He didn't like the idea, I guess, of those kids starving in the woods, so.
I mean, hopefully that's what it is. The audiobook said in Mathros, so I think that's just how I've been saying it. But I really don't know what the correct pronunciation of this stuff is, to be honest.
Yeah.
I say you do you, girl.
Yeah. I know there's people out there that actually learned the language, but I'm not one of them. Hound 3000 says, Feanor caused trouble first. Hell yes. And he also says, Feanor's sons were afraid of Luthien, but not her son. Well, you see, Luthien also was like the most beautiful ever. And then when she got the Silmaril, that was too much, I guess.
Too much beauty for the world.
Yeah, and the elves just didn't want to deal with that. Gosh. I mean, this was an intense chapter. All these wars between the elves and the kinslaying. The first one was really bad, but this one was really intense too. And I guess one of the themes, going back all the way to the beginning with stupid Morgoth and everything, trying to take what belongs to the divine.
Yeah.
It always goes wrong. It's like...
It's like Indiana Jones.
Exactly. Don't look at it, Marion.
Yeah. Don't drink from the cup.
That too. Uh-huh.
Well, one thing that I don't know, I take away from this is, when you're reading the Lord of the Rings, elves are very judgmental, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as dwarves. And they're sitting there saying dwarves and men are very greedy. And I'm like, do you remember what your ancestors did for some jewels that were made by Feanor? Did you forget about that? So,
yeah,
they're sitting there being so hypercritical of everyone else, and they forget that they're not perfect sometimes. So I think this is a good thing to show that, yes, even the elves are not perfect,
Yeah. But they come by some of their bitterness, honestly. Though Galadriel was kind of a part of it, though she never participated in any kinslaying because
Correct.
she wanted, the Valar, the Mire, God. I keep forgetting who's who. Whatever the divine folks, they did not want them to go to Middle Earth to go seeking out after that, and that's why Galadriel was still a penitent. There's always an act of rebellion, though, because she didn't take her part in the kinslaying, she could be forgiven. I guess that's just too much.
Yeah, I think so. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Snortopoopas Kuber says, I think I might tell the tale of how Ulra and Ulared were rescued and raised by polar bears and grew up to become the first berserkers.
Oh my goodness.
Or for a price, I won't tell it. And Hound says, or they became werewolves and they were bitten by wolves. And then Shansu, or the ancestors of the burnings. Yeah. You heard it here first. Tolkien never said that didn't happen, did he?
See, it can be used to justify just about anything, right?
Exactly. Okay, before we get into the next chapter, Steve, you got any more thoughts about these bastards?
No. Well, it shows that the elves is a pansy race. They're emo and they screw up all the time. The superior race is and always has been the dwarves.
Oh,
Wow, them's fighting words in Middle Earth, sir.
I was gonna say, well, but remember, they also got enthralled by the jewels too.
The
Yeah,
Arcane
but they
Stone.
didn't run around kinslaying and shit. Or
But didn't they fight?
jumping
Oh,
off cliffs because they got emo.
oh, that's true.
Well, hey, I think if there was anyone that deserved to jump off a cliff, I mean, Hurin, I mean, that guy. Not that I endorse jumping off cliffs. I don't. But, I mean, you talk about someone that didn't have much to live for and lost everything.
There's one of the Transformers is named after him.
Oh,
Yeah,
did he?
cliff jumper.
Oh,
Oh,
oh no.
I was like, there's no way that can be real.
Oh, I was waiting for the.
Riff track.
Yeah. Well, and the chick who screwed her brother and was pregnant. I mean,
Oh,
I can understand how that could drive you to despair. But, but good point. I don't think there was dwarves against dwarves, but I mean, technically, if you're fighting and killing anybody, I mean, that's not good, is it?
The
Yeah.
dwarves are superior.
Oh, okay, fine. All right. Yeah. It has been declared. Hound says, though, the Ents are the superior race than elves, dwarves, and men. Ah, well, yeah, the trees. Yeah, we love the trees. We're trees.
Yeah. So that's who you're rooting for.
Oh,
I mean, they've got wood.
Yeah, but one fire and the Ent's dead.
True.
True.
Got to keep
Or an
them
axe.
watered.
Oh, shit, he has an axe.
Run
Yeah.
for your lives.
How about a little fire, Scarecrow?
The Ent just goes, "Damn that elf! He put my nuts in his mouth."
Oh,
Oh,
Steve.
Well, he ate them.
Why you do this to me? Okay, so now we're at chapter 23 of Tour, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, and the Fall of Gondolin, because everything is a friggin' fall. All right, we are falling.
You know what? The fall of Gondolin is pretty damn brief in the book.
yeah, it is.
So I'm thinking, how the heck did they squeeze a novel out of it? It's
Yeah.
just
I was thinking the same.
came out a few years ago, didn't it? The fall of Gondolin.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's lots of ways you can fill in the gaps. But yeah, something this major. I agree. I was surprised when I saw the length of some of these chapters. Yeah, what is it like? Just 2, 3? Yeah. But I digress.
Well, they did make it really brief and made it sound really easy. And I'm like, it couldn't have just gone down like that. I mean, it's just not right. But
Okay. Yeah, I stand corrected. Keck 44, the dwarves did fight among themselves. Okay. Well, then why isn't that called the kinslaying?
Because they didn't do it to Ken, they did it to like stupid Swedes.
oh dear,
I don't know.
You heard it here first.
because
didn't
dwarves
make a-
hate everyone.
Yeah, they didn't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Like the elves do.
Okay, this goes back to your elves are emo.
They are though. In if
At
this
least in
doesn't
the
work, I'm
Silmarillion.
gonna.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, I'm gonna die. Then they do.
Okay, I hate to admit you're kind of right. But as far as the Swedish dwarves, Tolkien never said there weren't Swedish dwarves. So.
No, he
That's
specified
true.
that the Swedes were orcs, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Then that means you're racist. Hello, Tyron. Thank you. Or Tyrone. Gosh, I can't pronounce any. Tyron. I'll tell you, this stupid book has rendered me useless from pronouncing anything.
Tyroniel.
Oh dear.
Hello.
That's a proper elf name.
They say hello, Snortpoopus, and you sexy thing, Rennie. Yes.
Aw.
He's sweet. Okay.
He is.
Yeah, good. Everyone's saying good day. I can't do Australian, so I won't try. Okay. So called by Ulmo, Ulmo, the son of Huor, brother of Hurin, was named Tuor and was raised by some chick of the Grey Elves. When he was 16, he was taken and enslaved. Okay, Stig, maybe they've earned their emo. Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. I mean, if you were taken slave at 16, okay, and he chief of the Easterlings. After 3 years, he escaped, and then he went and lived as an outlaw for 4 years. And then Ulmo put it on his heart to seek out Gondolin because apparently Tor was quote unquote chosen as an instrument of his designs. Tickle me, Ulmo, says Snortpoopus. Damn. So, there's actually a bit of a joke that goes around the Romish people around here that if you're minding your own business and you feel like you're getting a call from God or a message from a saint or something, it's like, don't listen.
Oh my.
It's like, I'm really, really not worthy. Take that person next door. Because usually when you're called to do something great by the divine, it means your life is gonna suck.
Yeah. Or you die at the end of it. Yeah. Pretty
I mean,
legit.
Yeah, I mean, I know that sounds somewhat blasphemous, but that's a joke that sometimes goes around, like St. Joan of Arc minding her own business, and she's like, Michael the Archangel. It's like, oh, whoops, couldn't hear you. I mean, well, history would have been different. I'm about to get struck by lightning, but it's true. Be careful. I mean, Moses, if he hadn't had that burning bush, I mean, though, make a long story short, this poor Tor was chosen to be an instrument of his designs. And if I suddenly get emulated for my blasphemy, I am sorry. I'm not seriously blasphemous. I don't want to get struck by lightning. Okay, Tor came to Nevrest, where he dwelt alone for a while. Tor found the shield, sword, and helm that Torgon had left behind at the command of Ulmo years before, and he took them up. And then Ulmo arose from the waters. You see, they got the waters going.
That's so cool. He's speaking to a man, not an elf. Sorry, I just thought that was really cool because the Valar don't speak to men. So
it's also one of the classic covers of Unfinished Tales. Is that Tuor on the beach and Ulmo in the
yeah, it's in my illustrated book. It's pretty cool. Ulmo looks terrifying but awesome.
Nice. And never apologize for interrupting me. I know sometimes it's hard because none of us are using our cameras.
Yeah.
We can't always tell when someone's about to speak. But no, that's a good point because, yeah, usually they only speak to elves. Maybe by this point, they're like, oh my gosh, these elves suck. Let's try a man.
Yeah, they're too enraptured with their jewels.
Exactly. They can't handle a pretty trinket.
Yeah.
So he rises from the waters, and this is from the book. He bade him depart from that place and seek out the hidden kingdom of Gondolin. And he gave Tor a great cloak to mantle him in shadow from the eyes of his enemies. Yay! I love magic cloaks.
So that's where Harry Potter got the idea, or J.K. Rowling.
Oh,
Yeah. I wonder where she got the idea for the Dementors.
oh,
Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
Oh, no idea. Just can't even.
Oh gosh, Snort Poopa says, "Why hang around waiting for a watery tot to lob a scimitar at you when you can get it straight from Olmo?" Yeah, nice Monty Python reference. Okay, so Tor goes to Gondolin. Oh gosh, Gondolin. Torgon recognized Tor's helm, and he knew that Olmo had sent him. He's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Olmo," and so Tor warns him that the curse of Mandos was now drawing near, because everyone hates a curse, and urged him to depart from Gondolin and go down to some place by the sea. But Torgon's pride, because they got their stupid pride, did not allow him to accept this counsel. So Tor remained in Gondolin, where he married Idril. Maeghlin hated Tor because he had loved Idril, because, gosh, these people are jealous and weird. And then at this time...
It's been a bit bitchy earlier, too.
Yeah.
That's Eel's son, right? Or Ael's son, right?
Yeah, the
crazy...
So-called the Dark Elf.
But he was nuts.
Yeah,
but
they tossed his dad off a cliff.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they did.
Because cliff jumping and falling is a thing.
His dad was the one who threw the poisonous spear, right?
Yeah, and wound up killing his own wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
You got to be careful with those poisonous spears. And, you just can't toss them anywhere.
Yeah. If I ever was to kill a spouse, I'd use a spear.
What would you use?
A spear.
Oh, I thought you said you wouldn't use a spear.
No, I would use a spear.
Oh, okay.
Where would you get a spear?
No, make it in the forest.
What are you going to do? Whittle it out of the tree?
Yeah.
All right. And then we've got Maeghlin, or I think I've got Maeghlin right. Meanwhile, remember, don't forget Morgoth is still out there. He's still seeking Gondolin, and Idril, she built a secret path that leads out of Gondolin. So at least someone was thinking and preparing. So Maeglin's betrayal. Now came a time when Maeghlin had traveled outside Gondolin and was taken as a prisoner to Angband. Maeghlin purchased his life and freedom by telling Morgoth the location of Gondolin, you traitor. In return, Maeghlin was promised the lordship of Gondolin as Morgoth's vassal and the possession of Idril. You see, never listen to Morgoth, okay? It's like, gosh. It's like, yeah, I will make you my apprentice. You will have mastery of this, and you shall have the woman. You shall
it's
possess
like trusting
her.
A used car salesman, right? I mean...
Well, and I mean, talk about thinking with what's below your belt. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I'll betray everything because then I'll get the chick I like. But will you ever have her heart?
Right? So wasn't she disgusted by him in the previous chapters?
Yeah. Damn
yeah, because it was being weird.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because I can't keep these people straight. Weirdo witch woman. Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right about that she was creeped out by. Well, yeah, and okay, let me just put it to you this way. You like some chick, but she likes some other dude. She marries some other dude. Get the hint. Go find another chick. All right? Just do that.
That guy, though, seems to be a little, well, we're going to get to that more in this chapter, but he seems to be like a precursor to Wormtongue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sort of Poopa says, Morgoth, you can have the woman and the kingdom. But wait, there's more. Okay, so when Arundel was 7 years old, Morgoth attacked Gondolin. And he loosed upon Gondolin his Balrogs and his orcs and his wolves. And with them came dragons of the brood of Glaerung, and they were become now many and terrible. So, gosh, I can't pronounce this guy's name. Ithavada and Turgon died. But Tuor fought Maeglin and cast him down. And then they escaped with as many people as they can through the passage.
Here's the thing. It didn't just cast them down. They threw him off a cliff, and Tolkien specified he bounced 3 times.
Yes.
I thought that was oddly specific. It's like they're looking down and watching him bounce.
Yeah, what is... I mean,
Yeah,
so not only can you fall off a cliff, you can bounce when you land.
Yeah, easily the highlight of the chapter. I mean, they toss him off, and then they like look down and watch him bounce thrice, before going splat.
Being like, look, he's going to be all right.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, here it is from the actual text. Maeglin laid hands on Idril and on Irandil, and Tuor fought with Maeglin on the walls and cast him far out, and his body, as it fell, smote the rocky slopes of Emongareth thrice ere it pitched into the flames below.
Yeah, and he threw him far as well.
Yeah. It's like dwarf tossing, but better.
Yeah, I guess he was really pissed.
Well, he tried to get his wife. I forgot.
Fair enough.
You heard it here, yeah. Hound says, yeah, bouncing is the highlight. Snorted Poopa said, that's how the sport of elf tossing was invented.
Yeah.
In Hound 3000, Maeglin's death annulled Morgoth's promise, so Morgoth is safe. Yeah, doesn't have to do it. I like a good jump off a cliff is fun, but a jump with 3 bounces.
Well, it's like if you don't jump off, they'll throw you.
Yeah, we've had this is our second confirmed tossing.
Yeah, and the elf's greatest weapon is a cliff.
So what is the moral of this whole story? Best to jump before they throw you? I mean...
Live on a beach?
Yeah, but there are some beaches with cliffs. So you have to be very specific.
No, move to a desert. Just...
Yeah.
The lowlands.
Yeah, or at least if you live in Middle Earth, stay away from cliffs. And then, so they escaped in the company of Elring, Dwar's daughter. Oh wait, no, they escaped and then came into the company of them at the Vale of Sirion. And Morgoth thought himself victorious. Then Ulmo came to Valinor and pleaded to the Valar on behalf of the elves and men. But the Valar did nothing. And this is also a common theme. It's like, dang it, why don't they do something? Maybe help out. In the end of his life, Tuor built a ship and set sail into the sunset of the west with Idril, and they were not heard from again. So it says
they deactivated their Twitter accounts.
Yeah. But it does say it was sung afterwards that Tuor alone of mortal men was numbered among the elder race and was joined with the Noldor, whom he loved. So, yeah. It was sung, so
it must be true.
Yeah, it must be true. Snorted Poopa says it's like the stone skipping game. How many times can you bounce the elf?
Yeah. Three
Oh,
bounces and right into the fire pit.
It
yeah.
depends on, like, how you throw them, what angle, how they land, what they land on. You just really have to think it out, I think.
Yeah.
It's all in the wrist.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And as far as Olmo pleading, you got to give credit to Olmo. They said that their hour had not yet come, and that only one speaking in person for the cause of both elves and men, pleading for pardon on their misdeeds and pity on their woes, might move the councils of the powers. And the oath of Feanor, because Feanor fecked up everything, perhaps even Manwë could not loose until it found its end, and the sons of Feanor relinquished the Silmarils upon which they had laid their ruthless claim, for the light which lit the Silmarils of valor themselves had made. So it all just goes back to those stupid Silmarils. Yeah. So screw the Silmarils and screw your jewelry and all that stuff. And I don't know, though. I don't know, these people. I'm a little bit obsessed now. You see, I'm thinking of some of the cliffs I'd been around. You can actually be around smaller cliffs, and then there's big cliffs.
So are you wanting to test this theory of the 3 bounces?
Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking you could get one of those like action figures. Yeah, I'm digressing now. Get one of those action figures from Lord of the Rings or something, like get a Legolas. You can film it, because there's some of those accounts on Twitter that make little scenes with G.I. Joe figures and Star Wars like action figures. It's like you could reenact these scenes. So those of you that live by the sea, especially if you live by a cliff, you have your orders. All right. So we have what we have here. Tor, I can relate though to Tor just going, screw this, build me a ship, and I'm just going to go out and in my days. Now this is a really, really long chapter. It's a long title, chapter 24 of the Voyage of Irundil and the War of Wrath.
That was Arendelle.
Arendelle, sorry.
I think.
I say Arendelle because I think that's how they say it in the movie. Or is it? No, it's Arendelle. No, I think you're right.
I thought that was Elendil.
No, I thought. Well, I could be wrong.
I don't know. For some reason, though, when Steeg says it sounds better. It must be his accent. I don't know.
Maybe.
So, of the voyage of, what did you say, Steeg? Arendelle?
Yeah, Arendelle.
Okay, and...
I don't know. That's how it sounded in my head.
Okay. Well, it's actually easier to say that way, so I'll just say that. And, of course, if chat, everyone Google pronunciation. Oh, gosh. Hound says, the elf is like a tennis ball.
Oh, man.
All right. So this is our last chapter for today, our third chapter. And this is what you were saying, Ready? I know them. I know them.
Yes. I'm like, finally.
Arendelle and Elwing had 2 children, Elrond and Elros. Yay!
Elros sounds like a perfume.
Well, we've already got 1 perfume named after these guys. Why not 2?
Yeah.
That would make him a smelf.
Oh no. Okay, so they had 2, Elrond and Elros. Arendelle grew restless and longed for the sea, desiring to seek out his parents and find the last shore and bring the message of elves and men to the Valar. Because apparently the Valar will only listen if that happens. Arendelle built a ship called Vingalot, and with the help of Círdan. Yay, we love that guy. Yay. But he was unable to find his parents or the shores of Valinor on his journeys, and his heart instead caused him to return to Elwing. After a time, Maedhros was tormented once again by his oath that stupid elf. I'm sorry, that stupid oath, and demanded the Silmaril from Elwing, but they refused because it was won by Baron and Luthien. I'm like, fair and square. But because of the slaying of Dior and because Erandil was not at home. Okay.
We're not at home.
Sir Poopus is like, Erandil, perhaps?
Arendelle?
Yeah, Erandil.
Arendelle, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And so, because apparently this is a soap opera, war broke out once more. The stupid sons of Feanor came upon the exiles of Gondolin, and they kidnapped Elros and Elrond and Elwing, but with the Silmaril on her breast. Oh, sorry. Elros and Elrond were taken captive. I was reading this incorrectly. And Elwing, with the Silmaril on her breast, guess what she did?
Threw herself into the ocean.
She did. It's the thing to do if you're an elf.
And she didn't bounce because women can't throw.
Damn it, Steak. No, that's not what happened. Instead, Elmo turned her into a bird and she flew away. And so now you've got this big ass bird with the shining light of the Silmaril.
Yeah.
So,
and just for reference, for those of you who identify as birds, throw yourself off cliffs and you will become one.
What the hell?
no, do not listen to a word he says. Actually, don't do it. Sort of Poopus, thank you. He comes to save us. My name is Erendil, but you can call me Tim. Yes, Tim is our answer. Yeah, that's how we were able to remember the other dudes' names. All right. So she's flying around with the Silmaril, and everyone's like, look at that pretty bird. It's the most beautiful bird I've ever seen. Because she's looking for her husband. She finds him and returns to her bodily form. And they had great sorrow over the destruction of their dwelling and the captivity of their sons. Okay, Steve, I'm starting to buy it. They are a little bit emo.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Sort of Poopa says, there's no cliff near me, so I can't test the theory. Well, I feel very confident saying that as a polar bear, you should not try to throw yourself off a cliff to see if you fly. Just saying. It won't end well. Then maybe a sidewalk. Oh, well, that's a little safer. So, meanwhile, Erendil, or gosh damn it, Erendil and Elring sailed to the Blessed Realm. Yay! But as they got closer, Erendil, dang it, I keep forgetting, decided that he had to go on alone. Oh, well, I love you too, lovely lady. And said to Elwing, await for me here, for one only may bring the message that is my fate to bear. Erendil came to Tuna and found it bare. Tyrion was empty, and his heart was heavy, for he thought something awful had happened to the Blessed Realm. So when he returned at last back to the sea, he heard the voice of Onway. Hail, Erendil, of mariners most renowned, the looked for that cometh at unawares, the longed for that cometh belong help. Hello, bearer of light and sun and moon, splendor of the children of earth, star in the darkness, jewel in the sunset, radiant in the morning. Well, that is one hell of a greeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he went into the halls of Valimar, never to set foot again upon the lands of men. Yeah. So I guess, he wasn't forsaken the crazy realm. Yes, Ancient One. My gosh. So he pleads before them, pardon for the Noldor, and pity for our great sorrows, mercy upon men and elves in our need. And his prayer was granted. Yay! So Manwë declared that Erendil and Elwing should not walk again in the outer lands, as they said, and that they and their sons would be given the choice between mortality and immortality. And from what we understand, that also was given upon their children. That was how Arwen was able to do that as well. So Elwing and Arundel chose to be judged among the firstborn children of Iluvatar. The ship of Arundel Vingala was taken and hallowed and filled with a flame pure and bright. And Arundel was placed at its helm with the Silmaril at his brow to journey through the sky as a star.
See, I told you they had spaceships.
Yes, I thought that was pretty cool. And
you know what? I bet you the One Ring.net is gonna use that as an excuse if Amazon put spaceships in their show.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, why not?
Obviously, you just need to read Tolkien, but about Arundel. And I mean, I guess that's pretty cool to be hanging around with a Silmaril up your brow to be a star. And so when they talk about the star of Arundel and all that, in the Lord of the Rings, now you know. And for Elwing was built a tall white tower from which she could sometimes fly as a bird to meet Arundel. You see, so she still got to identify as a bird. And the Tolkien's work. Now, when the first Vingalot was set to sail in the seas of heaven, it rose unlooked for, glittering and bright. And the people of Middle Earth beheld it from afar and wondered, and they took it for a sign and called it Gilastel, the Star of Hope. And when this new star was seen at evening, Maedhros spoke to Maglor, his brother, and he said, "Surely that is a Silmaril that shines now in the west." And then Maglor replied, "If it is a Silmaril, it's good news because that means it's finally safe from all evil." And the elves despaired no longer, but Morgoth was filled with doubt. Yeah, I guess the only way you can save yourself from people being obsessed over a Silmaril is to put it into the heavens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Snortopoo says, "In the file of Galadriel carries on the story." Yeah. See, it all fits. It's all connected. So, who doesn't like a star in the sky? I mean, I wouldn't mind having my own tower. You see, that's better than a cave, actually. And if I could fly around every now and then. But, because these people still suck, you can't just let life go on. We have the War of Wrath. Wrath, I tell you. At last, the host of the Valar prepared for their final battle against Morgoth. It's like, finally, the Vanyar and the Noldor, who had remained in Valinor with Finarfin, marched with the Valar, as well as some of the Teleri. And it's named the Great Battle and the War of Wrath. At last, Morgoth was bound with the chain Angaenor. Why can't they just say they bound him with a stupid chain? Do they have to give it a name I can't pronounce? Which he had worn before, and the remaining 2 Silmarils were taken from him. And though the realm of Morgoth was ended, the world was changed entirely after this. Balerion, like some of it fell into the sea and stuff, and a lot of it, I mean, it was kind of cataclysmic. And though it says the remaining sons of Feanor, my gosh, these guys still aren't dead yet, demanded the Silmarils, but they were denied. But Enway denied them this. It's like, yeah, because you guys suck. But they were tormented by their oath, which is why you don't take oaths, and felt it was inescapable. Maedhros and Maglor resolved then to take the Silmarils by force, because what could possibly go wrong? But the Silmaril burned Maedhros unbearably. And he didn't cast himself over a cliff, but he cast himself with the Silmaril into a chasm filled with fire. And then the other Silmaril was so painful for Maglor to hold that he cast it into the sea. So at least he didn't cast himself. And he wandered the shores and lamented the loss of the Silmaril. And this is Tolkien's quote, and thus came to pass that the Silmarils found their long homes, one in the airs of heaven, one in the fires of the heart of the world, and one in the deep waters. So it's like if this was like the end of the story, if this was like in a big movie, it would be like right after the ring was destroyed and you saw like all these things toppling and everyone's like Frodo, and it would be like Silmarils and you'd see the sky and the fire and the water. The Noldor were then pardoned. The doom of Mandos was laid to rest. Yay. Morgoth was sent to the timeless void, never to be released again. It's like, yes, finally figure out, don't release this dumbass. So, but it says, so even though he's off, this is Tolkien's quote, yet the lies that Melkor, the mighty and accursed Morgoth, the power of terror and of hate sowed in the hearts of elves and men are a seed that does not die and cannot be destroyed, and ever and anon it sprouts anew and will bear dark fruit even to the latest days. Yeah, so it's kind of like the whole original sin thing is that the lies, the darkness, the evil of Morgoth still lives on. Meanwhile, Elrond chose to remain in Middle Earth as an elf, and Elros chose to be counted among the men. And then finally, we get to it. Here ends the Silmarillion, and it is passed from the high of the beautiful to darkness and ruin. That was of old the fate of Arda, blah, blah. And if any change shall come and the marring be amended, Manwë and Varda may know, but they have not revealed it, and it is not declared in the dooms of Mandos. So we finally get to the end of all this stuff. And we still have something, of course, to finish up the party before we get to Middle Earth, but this is it. And before I go on to some questions, some commentary here. Ancient One is leaving us. He needs to go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for modding. Greatly appreciated. You're always great. Thank you, Ancient One. Have a good rest of the day. Hound says, whatever have happened to Beleriand be prevented if the Valar had acted earlier? Well,
probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's the age-old question that we've been asking quite a while. Why did the Valar just sit there and let all this crap happen?
Because they're Republicans.
No.
And that one was accurate.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's like, oh, these terrible things. Oh, it's terrible, but we're just gonna sit here and let it happen. And good luck. Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Claps, pause. Yes. I mean, I must admit, when I got to the part like this here into Silmarillion, I felt almost emotional because I'm emo and I'm not ashamed, as we've gone on this big journey together, and I'm
just don't throw yourself off a cliff just because you finished the Silmarillion.
Or into the sea.
Okay, yeah. Well, the good news is there's not a cliff near me to do it on, but yes, that is always good advice. I mean, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're gonna be done.
I was LARPing as an elf and I threw myself down the stairs.
Oh, no.
That's real funny, Stieg.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh no, the elf says, the R says rather, encore. It's like, no, I don't. I mean, rereading this has been, I've enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but it has been insane. I forgot how hard this is. I feel like I've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, it's like I said early on. The first half of the book is very it's a tough read for most people, I think.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's downright dull, even though the creativity that went into it is off the charts, right?
Mhm.
It's still it's the presentation that is very uphill-ish, but the second half is pretty great, and the Calabeth, which we will be doing next time, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, there's some good Sauron stuff in there.
Yes.
That one ties way
Yeah.
more into the Lord of the Rings than the rest, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like the talk about Numenor and all that stuff. So yeah, very much looking forward to that.
Yeah. I mean, and I think what made it difficult, or what makes it difficult rather, is, as we said, you've got like 20 pages, and each each one of these 20 pages of some of these chapters could and have been made into complete novels. I mean, it's really, really a lot going on, and I think that the way the names are and all that, it's hard to keep track. And I had actually thought about making some charts and stuff to help me out, like some notes, but because I've got some other research I have to do right now, I just wasn't able to. But it was that difficult. I have a lot of that stuff for the Lord of the Rings from way back when, but whoo, the Silmarillion. Kick 44 says War and Peace starting next week. No. Soul Assassins here. Thank you. Everyone saying hello. Saying woof, all that. Snorta Poopa says, I think if Tolkien had finished a final version, it would have been much longer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely, I would have.
Yeah.
But I mean, any thoughts about the way the whole Cimmeral thing wrapped up?
Well, it wraps up very well with all the Silmarils ending up in each of their elements, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And the others are lost still, which means, possibility for sequels, But having the last of the sons of Feanor just walk along the beach and just regretting everything and all that, it's a very good ending.
Mm-hmm.
And Morgoth is shoved off into another dimension almost.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think of it as like their version of the Phantom Zone for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's very appropriate. And of course, my only problem is, couldn't y'all have done that sooner? But apparently not.
Yeah, all this
Yeah.
could have been avoided.
Yeah. Like the first time, yeah, Soul Assassin says can't go wrong with maps and charts. You're right. If this could ever be filmed, but we know it won't, and we don't want anyone to film any of it. I mean, what a melancholy ending this would be.
I think the only way they could do it is through an animated movie, a long one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think unlike The Hobbit, this could actually be broken up into 3 movies and be done some justice. But, I mean, I hate to say it, if Peter Jackson doesn't touch it, then I don't really hold any hope for it. So I would hope not.
Yeah. Well, and we know that right now the people that do hold it are not friendly to Tolkien, the work,
No,
or their fans.
It's like it's identical to what Lucasfilm, Disney Lucasfilm has done.
Yeah.
They just pour in special effects and member berries. Oh, you remember Galadriel? She's in it. Oh, there's Elrond.
Funny how
And
they
then-
don't look like their older selves at all, or like they could have aged into these people, right?
Yeah, and they shouldn't even look that young.
No.
They should look like they do in the Lord of the Rings.
Precisely. And they're
Exactly.
like teenagers or in their 20s. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then Celebrimbor is like a big focus of like, oh, this dude's hot. I'm like,
no.
no.
He looks like kind of like the patriarch from some 80s soap opera.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're
Dynasty.
Exactly. And they're trying to like, come up with something about him and Sauron like having the hots for each other. I'm like, that's nasty. Not even.
Yeah, that's why he wanted the One Ring.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Hound44. I'm sorry, Hound3000. Gosh, thank you for being here. Needs to go to bed. Woof woof. Yes, thank you. Yes, we love our animals here at Miss Smart Muses. Muses, rather. I can't even say. See, I can't even pronounce my own name. Soul Assassin says those magazine covers, even though normally like me, that's bad. Yeah, oh gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
I
it,
think
it,
dressed up
it
for
doesn't
Halloween.
look like it doesn't look like Tolkien whatsoever.
No.
It looks like some Twitch thought had done some photo shoot. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I'm
Absolutely.
cosplaying. My boyfriend took pictures of my cosplay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Snortapoopa says, I saw a photo of Killen Rimbor and his hairstyle looked modern. I think he was wearing a shower curtain. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, and speaking of which, don't give anyone ideas, Steve, when you said that technically those Cimarils, something lost could be found. And I'm like, no. Don't give them ideas. It's like, well, Tolkien never said
Yeah.
the Cimarils.
Tolkien never said the African hobbit didn't find it.
Precisely. Yeah.
Well, leaves room for one. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Disparu, he said on one of his channels that Barrister, that the hobbit that they have, he looks like a barrister in Britain.
I predict a lot of emails to people from people in Nigeria, hoaxes and stuff, going, yeah, if you send me 20,000, I'll send you the Silmaril.
I wouldn't say that. Well, I wouldn't. Never mind. I don't put anything past anyone in anything. And though I think you're joking, though. So disclaimer: any joke on Miss Smart Muses. But I think that we've shown that there's so much story here, and that the real story, it really is of Greek tragedy proportion, and it's
You know what's interesting though? The people go, oh yeah, Padme's death in Star Wars was stupid. Yet, yeah, but it happens 10 times in Tolkien.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's exactly it. Like Luthien originally pretty much dies grieving over Beren.
Yeah, and Orwin too.
Yeah, Arwen dies grieving over Aragorn. I mean, there's so many people that died from their grief, or so many elves that died from their grief. So that's not an original idea.
No. Well, and Lucas had even said he kind of wanted it to be like a Shakespearean kind of tragedy thing. But I still think Padme sucks, though. Because at least these people died of grief after all their kids were killed. It's like, your kids are right there. Live for them, Padme.
Well, look at what happened to the kids, though. One OD'd on a cliff, and the other one just became a raging feminist, so...
Yeah. But they both died using the Force.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't even possible.
Exactly.
Unless you get shot in the head while using the Force, of course.
Yeah, that'll...
I just can't even.
The real reason Luke died. Well, Jacob says here, Jacob Ironside, not Galadriel had her legs spread so wide, I think she dislocated a hip. Yeah. What is that? Was it Come At Me, Bro? Galadriel, where it looks just like something out of one of those westerns, and they go into the tavern and the hooker's up on the second floor. That's the pose Galadriel's in.
Like a Mae West kind of thing, or what?
Yeah, I mean, have you seen that picture? I think they're thinking that she's supposed to be like looking like I'm all tough and all that, and she just looks like a whore. I mean, but because her legs are spread really wide, and that usually you only see women in that pose when they're advertising their wares. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. I mean, dudes, man, spread because they have to, and I don't want to go into the graphic reasons why. I mean, we all know our biology, but a woman only spreads like that as $20 a pop kind of a thing. Oh, good one, Steeg. I'm not sure what was a good one, but good one, Steeg. Yeah. About the Silmaril.
Maybe the reference to Luke dying or usage of the Force to get yourself shot in the head.
Yeah. Luke Skype Walker.
Yes, a true soul assassin. Darth Vader fought Obi-Wan in an epic duel, but came up short. Oh gosh. Lord of the Rings in the West. Aragorn will be the man with no name, says Soul Assassin. Look who's here!
Speaking of whore, says Wilkins.
Oh no. Steeg, I'll go grab the Rolaids for my stomach.
Joke's on you. I don't know what Rolaids are.
Antacids.
Yeah, so like if you had too many breakfast tacos.
Oh, yeah, I have an excellent diet. I don't have that problem, Wilkins. I'm sad to hear that you do.
Oh, Soul Sense says $20. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know the going rate for a prostitute right now. Jacob Ironside said, not to mention what her sword hilt looked like. Yeah. Oh, I know. Don't even. Tyrant said, hitting that shot in the head while using force. Okay, yes, gotcha. Everyone's saying hello to Matt Wilkins. Yeah, Matt, we all need to jam together. I don't know.
I need to binge some Wilkins episodes soon because I'm lagging behind on his antics.
Yeah.
I actually do support Wilkins' channel because, I'm charitable.
Oh, no. I was about ready to say, actually, Matt Wilkins is putting out some great Star Wars EU content. He's like gone and like reread every single one of them. I don't know how many you've done so far, but please go like, share, subscribe, whatever Matt Wilkins stuff for his EU content. It is unparalleled.
I've asked him 7 times to send me an Ewok. He refuses.
Oh, okay.
He's greedy.
Oh, yeah, he has a lot of Ewoks. He does. Yeah, we believe in Ewoks here at Miss.
He doesn't trust me with the Ewoks. He thinks I'll stick it to Wicket. Sorry.
Oh.
I was like, okay, waiting for the punchline.
Yeah, stick it to Wicket. Okay, gotcha. No, those are all good. Yeah. We have good times hanging out with Wilkins on his channel.
Not even on my birthday would he give me an Ewok.
Oh my.
I know.
Like, does he just have a collection of Ewoks at home?
Yes.
What's this all about?
A lot. There's Ewoks everywhere.
Yeah, if you look at his videos, he has a lot of Ewoks, and he has a lot of children too. Yeah, he's single-handedly replacing the population. Well done. A lot of cutie pies. So, oh my gosh, he's answered you. Matt Wilkins says, I have an Ewok in my pocket, Steeg. You're welcome to come get it anytime.
I don't want an Ewok
do it live.
that much. Yeah, do it live.
Well, speaking of rated X material, hey, you could charge admission.
I'm sure he will.
OnlyFans content.
Soul Assassin, Matt had a giant Ewok.
He does have a huge Ewok, though. I've seen it.
Yeah. Matt says, careful to avoid the indoor tree in the center of the village. Oh my gosh. You'll hear it here. And always, you never know what's going to happen, especially at the end of Miss Smart Muses. We have here, Sort of Poop says, Ewok in a walk near you. You're hey, Ewok in a walk. Oh, I'm sure they're tasty. They probably taste like squirrel.
Snortopoopus is probably related to the Ewoks.
Oh, that's true.
Thrice removed.
Yeah, they're from the same. Here, Matt Wilkins says, "Rock out with your Ewok out." Oh my gosh!
Holy crap!
Scotty J says, "Yub nub, Commander." Oh gosh, Matt says more wood than an ent.
Ain't that the truth?
Holy crap!
And that the truth.
Ewoks crawling all over the ant and building houses in the ant. That's,
I was
that's
just
a
gonna say, how
that's a
can you have
crossover.
more wood than an ant? They're pretty huge compared to the Ewoks. I'm just saying.
That sounds impressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, we've gone right straight to hell.
Maybe they have a lot of endorphins.
Oh gosh, Soul Assassin says, "Boy, this stream took a turn." Yeah. Let me take this out because usually at the end of stream, I don't put my whip away and I'm not as strict. Let's see. Snortapoopa says, "No relation at all. Ewoks are mutated Christmas toy."
Mm.
Oh boy. Yeah. Jacob says, "An Ewok so big it will make a Wookiee jump." Wow. Yeah. Well, yes, we have finished the Silmarillion, but technically, but we're not done with the Silmarillion stream because part of the Silmarillion is the Akalabeth, but it's not. Okay, make a long story short, when we said we've ended the Silmarillion, it means that we've ended technically the Silmarillion, but there is still 2 chapters or 2 things we're going to go over next week, the Akalabeth, and very briefly go through the Third Age part because it's content we already have gone over, obviously. Matt Wilkins says, "Ewok you like a hurricane."
Yeah, or you walk like an Egyptian.
Oh. Punt the runt, Ewok, says Soul Assassin. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel tired, but in a good way. I feel like I've run this like really, really big marathon, but I'm glad we slogged through it together, and we couldn't have done it without people in the chat. Yes, Akelabeth next time. Thank you. You all have been fantastic, helping me out, correcting me. And we've gotten through it together, and
you've learned how to pronounce a Calabath.
I got it right, didn't I? Yes,
3 times in a row.
I know. I'm so proud of myself. You see, I get things eventually. I'm the queen of trial and error. But indeed to all of that, what you just said, and it's the end of an era, because as I said, we've gone through the entire Lord of the Rings, we've gone through the Hobbit, we've gone through the Silmarillion, and then we're going to be done. I know some people have asked if we're going to do some of the unfinished tales and all that, and the answer to that is no, at least not right now. We're going to take a break from Middle Earth, and we're going to move to The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. So if you haven't read that, or if you haven't bought it yet, Rennie, go ahead and get it.
Yeah, you're running out of time, you twat.
I know.
Nikki, go ahead and start with that. And I think we're going to plan on maybe doing, of course, it's not going to be as in-depth, obviously, as a Silmarillion. The problem with Silmarillion, there's so much everywhere that you just couldn't just jump through it.
Yeah, there's too much detail, and if you leave something out, you could forget who is whose father or brother, or
or who's sleeping with someone's brother or sister.
Exactly. So it's like, oh crap,
Which is like,
this ties into this.
Turin actually forgot about that.
Oh my god, yeah. For sticking it to a sister. Yeah. Didn't know it was a sister though.
Is Soul Assassin next week? Teresa and friends will read the Lord of the Rings cringe fan fiction. No, we won't.
No.
Nope.
Sort of Poopa says, let's start over. Oh my gosh.
I'm probably never gonna read the Silmarillion again, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it's a drag. I'll probably read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings many times, but Silmarillion, I think I'm gonna do I'll probably read the Children of Húrin novel again, and I'm gonna get the Beren and Luthien one and the Fall of Gondolin.
Yeah. Well, never say never.
The Silmarillion, don't know.
Well, I mean, I must say that this has only been my first reread in 40 years. So, I mean, maybe in 20 years you'll be ready, Stig, to reread it. Who knows? Yeah, Scotty J says Silmarillion's a tough read. I've read it only twice. Yeah. The lore that it contains, is good. I mean, and the stories are sound. I think I'm with Stieg though. I can see myself reading those, like the Children of Hurin and all those other ones that Christopher Tolkien.
Well, the creativity and the lore in the Silmarillion is an 11 out of 10, right?
Yes.
It's insane. But as a book, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
I feel like that's a bit low. I would give it at least a 7 or 8, but I would probably read this again. I think this reread or this detailed go through, so to speak, has actually made me appreciate this book more.
Mm-hmm.
I really, there's a lot of things that I misconstrued from memory or didn't remember in depth enough. Like, for some reason, I thought I remembered them killing Morgoth rather than banishing him to the quote unquote Phantom Zone or whatever. So that was a good eye opener. I forgot that, the Silmarils, for some reason, I left this story thinking that they were lost. They weren't technically lost. They just, were put in different sections or different elements of the earth, which I thought was a really good way to end them. And that way nobody can ever find them, so to speak. But I don't know. I really enjoyed this second read through, and I think I appreciate it now than whenever I originally read it, which was, a long time ago. So I think I was too young and too immature to actually appreciate all the writing. And now I think I really have grown to appreciate it a lot more and appreciate understanding a lot of backgrounds to the characters that we've grown to love in Lord of the Rings, as well as like, oh, okay, well, no wonder, dwarves are so bitter, elves are so bitter about this or this, so I don't know. I could see myself doing it again.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Scotty says it. Scotty J says, "Oh, the lore and the stories are great, but the intense detail is a hefty read." Yeah,
it's more all the bouncing back and forth.
Yes,
because you get like 10 names and you're starting to learn them, and then it bounces forward to 10 other names, and then you're 5 of the old ones return, and then it's like, who was that again? And the names are kind of similar.
Too similar. Yeah.
And all of them have 3 or 4 names as well,
which is tough to keep up with.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that in one of these chapters, I think it was the one with Tuor, where they passed this really tall dark elf with a black sword, and I think that was supposed to, or a really tall person with a black sword, and I think that was supposed to be Turin, because he had the black blade that Eo forged, right?
Yeah. I was thinking that too, but because they saw the guy, and I'm like, who is that? And then it was never really visited again.
Yeah. So I assumed it was Turin because he had the black blade or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, there's a little nod. I guess to me, it was like telling us, okay, this is kind of the time period that this fell in. So Turin wasn't technically dead whenever Tuor was doing whatever he was doing. I don't know. That's just kind of all I took from it.
Yeah, sort of Poopa says that was Turin. So
sweet.
Yeah, I bow down to
catch, Rennie.
Yes, well done. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I bow down to the knowledge.
You get 4 Silmarils for that one.
Oh gosh. Well, there you go. You see, we hand out Silmarils here at Miss Martin Muses. Kelvington, hello. Sorry I'm late working on work. LOL. Hey, go ahead.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
He doesn't work. No.
No, thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Tyrone, he's sucking up to you. Well said, Rennie. Yeah, well, that's very smart. Very smart. Always do that to your lady.
And always say, I understand how you feel and I support you. Whenever women's pissed, just say that.
That's good advice, Stig. Actually, to be honest,
I can't say where the lie is. Yeah, for Rennie, a cookie and a thumbs up. And Tara says, yeah, rule number 1. Yeah, Starter Poop is Akno, if people accept Simrolls as a gift, some elf hole will show up and wreck everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starter Poop says Baron and Luthien isn't, because he corrected himself, isn't a novel length version of The Children of Huron. It's a collection of incomplete manuscripts and manuscript extracts. Oh.
I thought it was a novel. Damn it.
Well, everyone's giving Tyrone advice. And people are saying hi to each other and everything. Yeah. Well, that's good. Let me see. Well, see, now everyone's talking about what to do when a woman's mad at you. Jacob Ironside said, usually when a woman is mad at you, it's usually best not to say anything.
Well, but you don't want to convey that air of not listening, because I think that's what upsets women the most, is when men don't listen to them. Just want to give you that pointer.
Well,
or if you say, calm down, you're unhinged.
Yeah, that might get you put on blast for sure, or blasted.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right. I think it's a no-win situation, to be honest with you. That, or just, I don't know, just have a lot of chocolate in your pocket and just hand her a square of chocolate.
No, tell her to get it. It's better.
Oh, Stieg. Don't listen to Stieg's advice. Okay, Soul Assassin said, when a woman's mad at you, it's best to have a hard hat and pray you have insurance.
Wow.
Ouch. Well, that's only if you're batshit crazy. I mean, no.
Just put a bucket of ice cream on the table and put on some show on the TV, like Sex and the City or something.
That's not exactly bad advice.
Close the door and go into another room. And just wait till the ice cream has done its job. And then send her to the gym the next day.
Oh!
If I had makeup on,
Stieg, you were doing so well.
I was gonna say, if I had makeup on, I'd go on camera just to roll my eyes and shake my head. But I just can't.
Okay, well, now that we all have good advice for what to do when a woman's mad at you, yeah, people are laughing. Soul Assassin is amused. Okay, well done, Stieg. You, I think. We were actually saying earlier that usually Stieg's advice is great, but I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, and the fighting with if a woman's upset, don't follow it.
Yeah. Oh, Jacob says the Soul Assassin. That's only when Amber Heard is mad at you. Hey, we were able to get nearly 2 hours into the stream without mentioning Amber Heard. Wow, we're awesome. Oh my gosh, people are having fun, and I love that. I love that about the chat. And don't think that I haven't seen and appreciate all of you that have been here with us on this journey. It wouldn't be the same stream without the chat and without all that you all contribute to what we're doing. And I just love the fact that I feel like, we got a great gang of people here. And after we finish up next week, if you would stick around, I would greatly appreciate it, as we go through more good fantasy and screw the bad fantasy. All right. So as we wrap up this party, as we wrap up today, Rennie, where are you going to be?
Me, looks like for this week anyways, just here for today, and next week I'll see you guys back here. Luck and life providing that goes well. And typically on Saturdays we do something around 4 or 5 Central on Mr. Brown Alliance's channel, but we haven't really done Saturdays lately, so we shall see. But that's pretty much it for me for now.
Oh, okay. And Stieg?
Well, this channel on Saturdays, and Jade Shadow's channel on Wednesdays for the Cringe Factor. Cringe Factory, even.
Yeah. You named it and you keep forgetting.
Yeah.
We also forgot you named it too.
Yeah, I got scolded for that in DMs by Mara. She was like, "You named it, motherfucker." I'm like, I did?
Did you really expect anything less?
No, not from her.
Yeah.
No, Mara's great. Yeah, and yeah, sometimes I pop on too. So please, if you don't subscribe to Jade Shadow, go ahead. She also has great content about a lot of stuff, and a Twitch where she does a lot of gaming and cursing, and it's a good time. She's awesome.
A lot of cursing.
Yeah. And well, of course, you can always find me here at Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Also, I pop on sometimes with Jade Shadow, and Sunday night hangs with Nina Infinity. Some of my regular shows, they will be continuing over the summer, but the schedule will be a little bit erratic. So please be sure to smash that bell on the stream, just because a lot of people are starting to go on holiday and stuff happening. So just stay tuned.
And for those of you in the chat that wants to continue showing up and discussing books and stuff, go get The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks, because that's coming up.
Yes, go ahead and get started on that.
And get it with the original cover. It's worth it.
Yeah, you can get it on eBay, or maybe get lucky at a secondhand bookstore. Yes, thank you to everyone. They're saying take care of every human. Yes, we love our animals and our humans and all of that here. I think because I finished up my Once Upon a Time. We might do a few more now, and then the triple review will be returning eventually, and hopefully the double pick. Some of these shows is just a matter of making it all work together. So have a great day. Have a great day. Thank you. I do appreciate that, Kelvington. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone, and great advice, Tyrion from Game of Thrones. And be certain, if your daddy wants you to make an oath, say no.